There's a couple of videos I'm going to look at making a little tag which you can put onto the wire of your earphones. It'll have your name on, so that if you do lose your earphones, somebody will know who they are, and if lots of people have similar earphones, we can tell whose is whose. I'm going to make the little name tag in SketchUp and then 3D print it out. So to start off with, we need to start with SketchUp, which you'll find in Program List and in alphabetical order under S and then SketchUp, and we need to choose the template. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some 3D printing, and we're going to have the units in millimeters, and I'm going to start using SketchUp. It takes a second or two for SketchUp to come up, and when it does, very bits I don't want, that comes up. So I want, I've got my large toolkit down the side. If I go to view, if I don't have enough toolbars, the normal ones I have are the getting started and the large toolkit on there, so the ones across the top and the ones down the side. And I've got the MakerBot replicator space on here, which I don't really want, so I'm going to select right the way across that and delete it and give me a blank space. Now the first thing to think about are the measurements. How big do I want this to be, and what do I want to put my measurements in? I'm going to work in millimeters because some of the sizes on this are going to be quite small. But if I really don't like millimeters, I could go to Window and Model Information and change the units from millimeters to feet or inches or centimeters or whatever. But I think for this particular model, the easiest units to use are millimeters. The size of the clip, well, I want it to be around about a centimeter square and around about 4 centimeters long. So that's 10 millimeters square and 40 millimeters long. It's going to have a hole in the middle to put for the cable to clip in. It's got to have a little slot I can push the cable through. So I'm going to start by drawing a rectangle, and I want to start by looking from the side. I'm going to draw it sideways on here. So I'm going to start by looking at this side, and this is the left hand side. So camera, standard views, left. And I'm going to start by drawing myself a nice rectangle, and in the bottom corner, okay, if I go down here, it tells me the dimensions. Now I don't need to click in that space, I just need to make sure I haven't clicked on the mouse button so it's still moving, and then just type in 10, 10, excuse me, so that's 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters, and click on the enter button. Now it's quite small, it's quite a small look we're making. If we want to zoom in, we can zoom in on with the magnifying glass with the 4 red arrows on it, and that's now my shape. So down here it tells me that I've got a 10 millimeter by 10 millimeter square, and if I want to check, I can check with the tape measure, and that says it's 10 millimeters by 10 millimeters. So I'm happy with that. That's the first part. Now I want to make it a slightly nicer shape, and I'm going to make the bottom half of this into a circle. I could do that by drawing a circle in the middle, okay, or I could do it by drawing an arc across the bottom. And just for the change, I'm going to do it by drawing an arc across the bottom. So the arc tools are here, and there are various different shape arcs, and the one I'm going to use is this one, which is a standard 3-point arc. Now if I move down the line, it stops on the midpoint. So I'm going to start on the midpoint on that side, go to the midpoint on that side, and then it allows me to take it down to the midpoint on there, and that gives me the half circle. So what I want to do next is get my rubber and delete that corner there and there, that corner there and there. So that now gives me the shape that I want the end view to have. And what I need to do next is put the hole for the wire and the slot to get the wire into that hole in.